What differentiates generalized anxiety disorder from normal stress is an excessive, exaggerated worry about everyday life events. People with generalized anxiety disorder are anxious in a way that's out of proportion with what's happening. When someone has GAD, a constant state of worry and dread comes to dominate that person's thinking, so much so that it interferes with regular daily functions like work, school, and relationships.
The psychologist explains the main definition of generalized anxiety disorder and tells the viewer a bit about what the patient experiences in their daily life. Now we will hear firsthand about the struggles of generalized anxiety disorder from someone who's been medically diagnosed with it.
Those worries really kind of took on a life of their own. Things that would be a minor stressor for someone would really, really affect me, and I couldn't kind of get over it. It was more like just a prisoner to these worries and these thoughts. I had a younger brother, and I was always imagining and worrying about him getting hurt or being killed, and all these elaborate stories in my head that I used to run through. And you get stuck. The worry kind of, it takes over. You're prisoner to the worry. You know, it's hard to even have a conversation with someone about anything other than what you're worried about. It really just kind of comes in like a poison and just takes over everything.
Because of the nature of generalized anxiety disorder, it can be very difficult for someone who does not suffer from the disease to fully understand it. This interview provides tremendous insight into what life is like with generalized anxiety disorder and sheds some light onto the thought process a patient faces. Finally, we will hear from a psychologist discussing the treatment of generalized anxiety disorder.
There's sort of two main ways we can go about tackling this problem. One is using medication approaches, and the other is using psychological treatments.
This last quote brings us to my research paper, where I thoroughly discuss these two treatment options along with what it is exactly that causes generalized anxiety disorder.